Hello, Daniel. Just looking at the sketchbook here. It's an interesting mix of things. I think clearly there's obviously needs to be a lot more work in there. It's also quite interesting how you've gone about each page. It's almost like you've made each page quite a statement in itself, whereas in fact the outcomes perhaps are more place for that. In the sketchbook, you want to be treating like a sketchbook, so developing ideas, experimenting, recording your thoughts, and the actual realizing, which is the fourth thing you marked on, is something that really needs to happen outside the sketchbook more than inside the sketchbook. So I think being a little kind of less formal with each page and more experimental is probably the way to go. But obviously, recording a lot more, you should be well into the second half of the sketchbook by now. But let's have a quick flick through the pages here. Yeah, by way of example, setting a scene like this and a photo like this is quite a potent image. It's quite an interesting image to think about making a piece of work out of this outside of the book. The collage you got going here, number of things in it, lots of questions to ask. How is it made up? What parts could become separate pieces of work and so on. We need some more contextual references here to some specific people. Again, like the way I've laid the page out, it's looking promising. Extending the mind map with perhaps other colours, images, etc. is always a way to go. The Anthony Gormley, yeah, interesting annotations on it and thoughts on it. Keep adding to those. And I like the fact that the Gormley is something you've gone and found yourself. And I'm assuming, I think this is your page. I like the shadows. I like the potential of it. I like the layout of the page. Again, it needs to be a kind of increase in volume of work, things that we haven't used, haven't decided to use, that didn't work out, and so on. When you take a group of photographs like this, it's always worth taking quite a number so that you can show that you've selected particular ones and that you've refined them and so on. Okay, good to get your own images and so on, but obviously you need more in the page about Geoffrey Farmer, and also perhaps in the wire sculpture it needs to have images in the way that he uses images cut out, collaged on and so on. And again, page is looking promising, and you've had a look at the other people on the website. That's good. We could do with perhaps some colour, perhaps in the use of light that you've had on your wire sculpture. We need the plastic model in there too, so we can make a closer reference to this particular artist. Again, interesting sort of mix of or interpretation of the Rail Houseman. Again, very promising idea. Perhaps something that could go on to become something outside of the sketchbook. Yep, empty pages, got to fill them up. Then on to Zach's book. So awful lot to do. I think you've been in quite a lot, but it's a question of making every single thing that you do count, recording every single thought, visually, in writing, spoken even, but an awful lot to do if you're going to get this this AS level.